You are watching Missouri Spring Football on SEC Network. Today, it's the black and gold game. As good as it can possibly get here in Columbia, Missouri. This Missouri spring game, a team that had so much to prove last season, and they did. Just 78 days ago, taking down Ohio State at the Cotton Bowl and back with bigger expectations this time around. Well, in terms of the replacement of star players, it starts now with Noah Harrison-Mevis. That's Blake Craig kicking it away. And so the gold team
on one, or they play a little bit conservative early on and run the football.
Nate Noel, one of the key figures in the race to replace Cody Schrader, gets the opening carry and gets 1 yard.
We're going to see what those running backs look like right now to replace the great Cody.
And we're going to have some movement.
Offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty, second down.
Football.
He says he's the best tackle in all of college football. A little bit undersized for the position. Probably going to be a guard in the NFL, but extremely athletic.
And Brown will step up and run. And it looks like the yardage will be good enough for the first down. Will be the go-to man. Brown to throw, short of the sticks. And they're going to say move the chains as Mookie Cooper makes the catch.
Times than not, so I think the refs are going to have a little bit of grace. And you want to be able to see the offense moving, not just, down after down. And you brought up these receivers.
Yeah.
He's number one out there as well. You got to be excited if you are Brady Cook.
Luther Burden in the slot at the bottom of the screen. Brown will swing it out. And this is Mookie Cooper. Stopped by Drayden Norwood.
This, essentially for 12 spring practices, 13 spring practices heading into this game.
Brown to throw, he's flushed. And then hit close to the line of scrimmage by Joe Moore.
New faces, possibly a little bit of the different schematics as well. But as long as that offense has those playmakers who can score, you should feel good about Missouri.
First time it's Brady Cook, not just leading his offense, but his team. And he will throw on the run. And that pass is broken up. Looking for a flag, none there, Aaron.
Come on. The development inside the pocket, and then situational football, which Eli Drinkwitz was raving about yesterday in our meetings.
And he swings it out to the transfer from Georgia State, Marcus Carroll. So it should be Carroll and Noel.
Tank, maybe give me a couple reps.
You know you
Throw
do.
The deep out route.
Third and medium here for Cook. And the pass over the middle and hauled in by Joshua Manning. Should be the starting left tackle for this Missouri offense. Play action, thought about a deep shot, second attempt. The one-hand catch is incomplete, looking for Marquise Speedy Johnson.
To be a little bit more quiet on that whistle or not.
And that was Darius Smith, the transfer from Georgia with the sack. The answer to the question, who replaces the productivity of Darius Robinson on the edge? Sure, at running back, and then who are your starters at corner? They do, though, have the guys in place because of excellent work in the transfer portal. Pitch and catch to Daniel Blood.
You hear a lot of schools out there worried that we don't have the depth to be able to compete, especially in the SEC. And right now at the receiving position, Missouri has that depth to compete for all year.
Cook, open man, overthrows Speedy Johnson.
Now, the one thing I've seen from Cook so far to start this game is just how quiet he's the first game of the season last year, and a lot of Missouri fans weren't happy he was the starter, and he proved them wrong.
Yeah, even Coach Drink told us that there were some doubts on
getting his arm stronger. You really saw the ball start to pop out of his hands.
Some pressure on Cook. Cook will use the legs as he did so effectively against Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl. That will be a first down. Run as much because of that dynamic. 10th play of the drive. Cook going right side and say one thing and we see Cook just use the athleticism.
Well, it's one thing they call read about him in the open space. Great dynamic runner, but needs to learn to protect his body.
We're going a little reverse here. Speedy Johnson trying to get the edge and forced out.
Done Burden in the middle. Whew, I like that.
Carroll. And Carroll will get the first down. So Marcus Carroll, the most productive running back.
And say, okay, we can get that this year from those two guys. Definitely get you excited.
Back to Carroll. Not much going there for Carroll I think, though, the narrative around
time where you got to be able to put your foot in the ground, you see a crease, and bam, you take it. He has that elite speed that's perfect for this offense.
There's an out, now working in the red zone. Complete to the tight end, Tyler Stevens.
Cook the next year, the next step for him, being more efficient inside the red.
And that ball is picked off almost. That was nearly a man's interception by Jamarian Wayne.
One-on-one. And it's so funny, these DBs nowadays have done such a great job of understanding certain positions on the field.
Thicker kicker, Harrison Mevis. And that is up and good. So Team Black heard the talk about the job he was doing in his first 3 seasons in Columbia. However, this program has done a great job of eliminating the outside.
Playoff, man, you got to feel pretty good that there's a legit opportunity for these Tigers to be one of those 12 teams.
And they're not talking about college football playoff. However,
the conversation to be a playoff team, but I will say this, it is just as hard, if not harder, to focus on ball and winning when everyone wants to pat you on the back compared to everyone telling you stink. Bunch of new pieces if you're going to take on the Crimson Tide, especially in Tuscaloosa. It is a very, when it comes to the talent we're facing, A&M. At A&M is going to be a tough place to play. New head coach, though, obviously at Alabama. I think those are probably
opportunities coming his way. But this dude is nitty gritty. He's tough. I don't think it's going to get to his head. Swing pass there, working the outside, and good yardage there too. T-Man.
Nice easy pass for a good first down gain.
Over the middle and complete to Daniel Blood. By the way, Blood's brother
outside.
Cook to throw, and that's Marquise Johnson. And Tollison.
I hope my centers don't get a clip of that. Ben Jones. It's impressive, though. Brady, good possession and a half right now without his top 3 receivers.
Trying to put some touch on it, working sideline there to Daniel Blood. Yeah, I mean, it's the other team. It's the gold team that has the top 3 receivers. He's got Marquise Johnson and a lot of other guys that are fighting the SEC a year ago at 77.7. That is complete to the 50 to Marquise Johnson. And they are taking the clock all the way down.
Come on, Eli, go for it. Go for it.
I don't think that's Eli. I mean, his decision. I mean, all the way down, likely to the end of the first quarter. Why? Because it's a spring game. We can make up rules as we go along. Aaron's going to hightail it down. Green and Javen Richardson, both transfers, looking to plug in those holes. Throwing on first down to Nate Noel is Brett Brown, a 90-pound frame.
We'll all be on the field for him right now, and seeing him in person, it's obviously a lot different than us being up there and everyone looks like little ants. He's got the size, good arms, good legs, and then that speed and quickness. We're talking about that as maybe we were thinking he could be.
And a good complimentary piece with the size of Carroll as there is pressure. Brown is sacked. And we can credit that to Chris McClellan. McClellan's going to be one of the key figures inside that defensive line.
He's on the backside. I'm going to try to see if I can give number 1 the ball.
Got to get Luther Burden involved in the action as well. Here's Brown showing off the wheels. Taking it to about the 20-yard line.
There and having a pretty decent first half.
Yeah, Coach Drink told us that it looks like the gold team has a better overall roster, but the black team, as you said, they've got Brady Cook. And that's a quarterback you want these days. 63-yard punt.
Screaming that out.
On this play right here. Well, it starts off. Johnson back to Cook. Cook following the blockers.
And hero. Hey, listen, if I'm a receiver doing a little throwback and it's pretty windy, you brought up it's pretty windy down here. A little bit nervous, but you know, Brady Cook being the athlete that he is, he's going to make you look good on the quarterback throwback with a nice little second and short now.
Hey, so you've got that vantage point. I want you to break down more with Brady Cook in the pocket because
you can get to your second, your third, your fourth progression in a hurry.
Here's Cook in some trouble. And that one is broken up as he was looking for Joshua Manning. And that's Shamar Big.
Better matchup options against a nickel, a linebacker, a safety. And if a team wants to play man-to-man, I'm going to that spot all day long.
There's Orion Phillips with the punt, the transfer from FCS Murray State, as Riley Williams' 2024 college football season. Here's Brown taking a shot downfield, and he was looking for Logan Muckey. So now Theo Weiss.
Something that I talked with Eli Drinkowitz in the first game of the season last year, something he wanted to see him improve on, which he did throughout the season. But you're going to see only the big comparison, which you always hate to compare guys to or about at all times.
3rd and 5 here for Brett Brown. Laser pass tipped up and nearly picked off. So Aaron,
I think there's a trust with the other receivers that they can build this offense in a really good way to get everyone the football.
Wide open downfield to Mookie. Mookie Cooper with the catch. Now, Aaron,
you got to give the offense some opportunity to move the ball and get the red zone. And plus, too, you want to see what the defense looks like in the red area as well. So let's see the offense move into plus territory and see how an extended drive looks here in the spring game.
Give some credit to Joe Moore for that pressure, and there is Theo Weiss with the catch. That brings us back to Marquise Johnson, why he could be maybe that surprise player in this offense. That ball looks like it was tipped, and it
matchups, and then obviously use the motion system as well.
Jamal Roberts, the running back. This is going to be Brown looking back towards Roberts, and this one will go down as a sack, and Joe Moore finally gets credit for one. It will be a competition between Quadrini and Craig to see who has the opportunity to follow the leading scorer in program history, Harrison Mevis. It's not the start you want. We'll get into Mevis and his impact and the difficulty replacing him in just a bit. So Tavoris Jones with the carry, nothing there. And
field goals, always something nice to have in the back of your pocket.
There's a 2nd and 10. Brady Cook still in there, slinging it to Marquise Johnson.
Gonna have an opportunity to win some one-on-one battles this season.
10-1, come on now. That's flying. Cook with a one-on-one opportunity left side, and this one will be picked up. Toriano Pride Jr., welcome to Como. That is the transfer from Clemson. Pride has had tastes of that at Clemson in the ACC. So for as good as this defense is, get some right guys in that spot at corner.
Receivers on the outside, 6'1", 6'2", 6'3". You need DBs that can match up one-on-one on the outside to win those 50-50 battles.
And that ball is changed defensively, schematically, making that transition from Blake Baker, who went to LSU, to Corey Batoon. Another one-on-one, and that's incomplete, looking for Theo Weiss, new defensive coordinator, because essentially asking Batoon to build off the 4-2-5 and add to what's already in place with this scheme.
There and play fast.
And it is Brady Cook back and brought down by Johnny Walker Jr., the defensive MVP of the Cotton Bowl win against Ohio. Back, you're gonna miss Carlisle as well, though, as he was one of the big thumpers in the secondary. 2nd and 14, Cook just taken off.
You're gonna be able to protect those corners on the outside. I feel like they got guys that can be able to do that there up front for them.
So one of the wrinkles that Corey Batoon is bringing, guys that look like basketball players, essentially. That's the way the Mizzou staff put it, is that was a defensive holding call that gave the black team offense the first down. Film study.
It sounds scary to me as a former quarterback, having someone that big
I
that
bet
can run that well.
Hey, there's some zip on that pass from Cook, complete to Joshua Manning. So Manning, again, one of those younger, is a guy lower on the depth chart that's working his way up because of his productivity in this spring.
Right now, minute to go here in this first half, and this is the confidence that this team has in Brady Cook.
Transfer portal running back from Georgia State is out there with Cook. He's pressured, and Cook is going to throw this one away. Corey Flagg with some pressure there, and Flagg is
youth on this defensive positions. To have that guy, that leader in the room, has been key for him this spring.
Also a tackle for loss guy, at least 6 in each of the past 3 years, as that's complete.
I'm too sure about what kind of zip could Brady Cook put on the football, and last year he demonstrated he has the arm strength to make all the throws out there.
Didn't see him in the spring last year because coming off the labrum surgery. Cook is going to throw that one into traffic, looking for Daniel Blood. 3rd and 5 for Cook. Plenty of time, but now he's flushed, looking for the sideline, and up and showing the extension, making the catch is Manning.
Give him the touchdown. Give him the touchdown.
I don't know if they are.
Give him the touchdown.
They're giving him the touchdown. At least one official on the sideline just gave the call touchdown.
I think they looked at Eli, and Eli said, give him the touchdown. Let's go.
There
it
is.
Let's get some.
Pressure from Darius Smith, the transfer from Georgia, who we were just talking about. That makes it 10-0. But Aaron, this is what the game is about. Touchdown. We're not going to kick because it's the spring game. And going straight back to offense with team goal, 28 seconds left. Brown throwing a BB into traffic. Contested catch made by transferring from Oklahoma. Brett Brown.
Try a little double move on the outside.
Staff feels like he is ready to be the dude at corner. Brown taking a shot and overthrowing Weiss. That's Nicholas Deloach in coverage.
To be able to run one-on-one with Theo Weiss on the outside, stride for stride, is impressive.
It's a 3rd and 10. Brown, that's going to be a sack, and that is going to be Austin Firestone. And it will bring us to zeros. So Team Black with a 10-0 lead.
The lack of cohesion is a little bit problematic offensively, but I'm seeing the things that I want to see.
Last one, 2-minute drive. We talk about situational football with Brady. How impressed with you to get some points on before the end of the half?
Man.
4 good throws. We'll go out there and do our thing.
Well, Harold Blood is going to come out to lead the offense for Team Black to start the second half. This is the transfer walk-on from Southern, where he was the starting quarterback for,
getting ready for the Senior Bowl and the Combine, but now I'm back in Columbia, getting ready for Pro Day on Friday.
What have you been working on, just getting ready for the Pro Day?
So I kind of got to share my story a little bit and kind of how I got to be where I was and my success and kind of what I had to do starting at the very bottom and kind of telling them, the work ethic, how to learn the plays.
The street?
The Chiefs would be awesome, especially since I went to Truman State in Missouri, went to Mizzou, and so we'll get to play there. That'd be awesome. But, I'm just happy with every team. I never thought I'd be here. Getting an opportunity to play in the league. And then
I told his guys, don't compare yourself to what Cody Schrader did because, it's not every day that you get a running back coming along and putting up the yardage that he did. Backs coach and all of America did a great job with Schrader. He was the number 8 running back to start spring 2 years ago.
In the slot, one-on-one, tremendous job on the out route, gaining the leverage on the defender.
Brown will pull and will be stopped quickly by Sidney Williams. Also evenly, actually texted with Coach Sarkisian, the offensive coordinator from that team last night, and he said that it's part game plan and part just going with the flow of the offense, and the quarterback is actually such a large...
You're saying to yourself, I have to give number 3 an opportunity to make an impact in this game, but they are deep, they are talented heading into the season at that spot.
Flag is out. And to your point about seeing Theo Weiss in different spot, one is from 43 yards. Low kick, and that's barely through.
It's like my driver in
it's-
the wind. Keep it below the wind, kid.
Lower Galindo here with Aaron Murray watching the black and gold spring game, but you know what time it is. It's J-Mac time. Aaron with one of the most electric players in college football history by his side.
Yeah, Jeremy Maclin, George X, but really a slot guy. Like, how much has that changed the game when it comes to receivers being able to move around?
Well, I think big time. I think, first of all, they're closer to the quarterback, so it's easier to get them the ball, right? So now you're working the middle of the field. You're short.
A scheme against where you were offensively. How do you balance getting him enough reps, but then spreading the wealth so all the attention isn't on number 3?
Well, yeah, I think you look at Theo, he's one of the better, and we'll see what this coaching thing does for me.
All right, so that's for the fans out there. Former backup quarterback receiver action at Kansas City. J-Mac used to get mad at me because I would throw the slants too.
With J-Mac's speed, did you ever overthrow Jeremy Maclin? That seems impossible to do.
See, Alex Smith had most of the reps, obviously, with J-Mac. I just got little one-on-ones now and then.
To go for these Missouri Tigers, and that's what Coach Drink loves about Luther Burden. He says his competitive spirit, it what makes him elite. And we'll talk more about Burden. The rest still have 3 more practices allowable. You get 15 in the spring as Brown lets this one fly. Open man downfield, but cannot connect with Mookie Cooper. But Mizzou will only elect to take 4.
Oh, shoot. It gets brought up all the time. I mean, that was an awesome moment. I mean, shoot. And it kind of propelled us last season into a really good season. So.
Yeah, it was an incredible kick that you had. And just talk about the season just in general. So what have you said to the kickers that are competing right now for your position? Because it's hard to fill the shoes of a legend, a guy that made big time.
In the afternoons, just doing everything I can to get ready for the pro day. I had a good combine and Senior Bowl, so I'm excited.
What's the leg up to now? How far are we kicking it?
You know, I haven't tested it too far. I went back to 60 at the combine.
It's going to be an easy candidate for player of the game. And here's Mookie Cooper. Mookie Cooper on the sweep, still up. A little stiff arm, but Sidney Williams is able to make the stop.
I tell you what, Theo in the slot has been great. Especially those outbreaking routes.
Who's outside?
Oh, I think it's just a matter of how much do they understand the offense. And I think at least Theo has proven to us that he can play on the inside. But what we've seen so far this afternoon, and let's not forget, Luther played on the outside 2 years ago. Dom Lovett was that slot receiver to playing in the inside.
Let's also give Kirby Moore credit where it's due, because he has done a phenomenal job with this offense. I mean, last season, his debut as the OC for Missouri.
And then a new defensive coordinator calling plays. I think if you can rely on this offense to be able to run the football and then make explosive plays on the outside to take some pressure off this defense, especially early
clock. We apologize, having some issues with the graphics at this point, but we got Team Gold trying to tie it up. That's Bryce Jackson with the carry. And that will take us to the trail 10-0. They have an opportunity to tie it up. This is going to be Brown. Keeping it outside. The football comes out. It was a give. The football is out. And Marcus Clark is running the other way.
I wanted to look to him to see if he can take a shot in the end zone.
So that was incomplete from Brown, and they are going to the top and looking for Weiss, and that is broken up by Marcus Clark. Christopher Cray, another team captain for Team Black, is his running back, and Cray will get the carry. Coach and feels that DJ is dealing with the residual effects of the loss 2 years ago, says he cannot get over it. Now the loser goes directly into the cold tub.
Can win this game here this afternoon between the two.
Smith let Looper leave the room first and simply said, losers first. Sideline catch is made by Daniel Blood. So if
position to give your team an opportunity to win the ball game.
That was Jamarian Wayne looking his chops, thinking maybe pick six opportunity there. On the ground. That's going to be a Maclin was the guy that brought him up. Brett Norfleet at tight end. I mean, he's coming off a solid debut campaign, 197 yards, 3 touchdowns. How does he factor into this? Block. Look at a one-on-one coverage. Underthrown, as that was intended to Trajan Greco. SEC Coach of the Year, Eli Drinkwitz. Much different situation from a year ago when everybody was sleeping on Mizzou. Back on offense with Team Black leading 10-3. This is Aiden Glover, the young freshman, and picked off a rude awakening as Caleb Flagg picks off Glover in his first pass since arriving on campus as an early enrollee.
It's over there, but it is what it is. You know, we had Blood, we had Manning, we had some young guns, and we went out there and did our thing.
I would say Manning looked really good. That touchdown pass was depth is for real, man. Like, you guys are 5, 6, 7 deep. Your starting three are tremendous, maybe one of the deepest receiving corps in America. How excited are you to work with those guys heading into the season?
Yeah, I mean, the cool team, gel with the offense, bank a lot of reps, and be really comfortable moving into camp.
All right, it's Brady Cook, starting quarterback for Missouri, man. Appreciate you. Good spring game, and looking forward to the season, brother.
That's a great point. That Aaron, we heard that some of the walk-ons were being drafted higher than some of the scholarship players. Oh, a little trickeration here, and it's going to work into the midst of Mookie. Mookie's coming to you, Aaron.
Don't run me over, Mookie.
Theo Weiss to Mookie Cooper, 82 yards, straight into Aaron Murray's kitchen down there. Three receivers, the bunch at the top of the screen, and it goes to Noel. Will they give him the score? They do. Noel going through the contact, getting the two-point conversion, and that's how you make a statement. Long play call. Did Curtis Looper just in himself?
That's going to be the first question in the post-game press conference. Coach, you knew the rules.
I'm sorry, that would have been
pull a fast one.
Coach DJ Smith. Did he sit himself? In this black and gold spring game, 2 more practices for Missouri next week. This is typically the culmination of spring practice. Not the way the Coach Drink is doing.
And to just focus on what do I need to do to develop in the weight room. And I think it also helps with the new rules of college football. You know, a decade ago when I was playing, we didn't really see coaches besides spring ball. That was it. We had the spring ball, but before spring ball and after spring ball, I mean, obviously they didn't have the spring game last year, but to turn around and go 11-2, they're hoping that this method as well turns into a profitable season for the Tigers.
And Aaron, a couple of guys, and will really walk into becoming Brady Cook's backup quarterback because of the injury with Sam Horn.
Well, I think another thing you can bring up as well is there's going to be another portal that opens. So as a coaching staff, this afternoon is far from complete with freshmen coming in, and then obviously, like I said, another grouping of transfer portal guys that could possibly, then you just kind of pass on it. That's on every level, and NFL as well. So you really have to do your research when it comes to talking to high school coaches, other coaches.
5 remaining. Glover, true freshman, early enrollee. And skips that pass as he was trying to find Mookie Cooper. And Glover's in trouble here, and that will be a sack.
And that's one thing that young quarterbacks are going to have to learn. Can't take a sack in that situation. His 3rd season as well as a starting quarterback for the Longhorns. So I think Ewers, at least when it comes to pro prospect-wise, ball pops out of his hands a little bit more. Doesn't have the athleticism, should have monster seasons.
Realistically, Mizzou, can they make a run to win the SEC this season?
Oh my goodness. I think they can make a run to win the SEC at ball games this season. There's no East or West, so you don't have to worry about getting through Georgia in order to get to Atlanta.
All right, then give me your biggest question mark.
Mark it all out.
And the clock strikes 0. Team Black gets the win. So Team Black, led by Brady Cook and head coach Curtis Looper. And Aaron is now standing by with Coach Drink in the aftermath of this Team Black win.
So was this in the finer print of the coaching contract? Like, is this going to be the first question in the post game?